Okay, so on a Saturday night, I was talking about sports, and somebody asked me about NASCAR, and I said that Joey Logano is probably going to win because he has a ton of eights surrounding him. And I had wrote it down a long time ago, so I had to go back and look it up. And it actually has a lot to do with the Triple Crown and the Kentucky Derby stuff, like the horse racing. And I'm going to show you that in 1 second. Okay, so uh, the horse that was supposed to win the Triple Crown this year, or it was close to winning it, was California Chrome, and they were sponsored by Call 811. 811 is 88. Um, that's just a picture of it right there. Here's This is a picture of the company USA North 811. 811 is what you're supposed to call, like it's like 911 and 411 when you're gonna dig something, so you don't hit any like wires and stuff. You're supposed to call 811 before you do all that. Uh, so here I'll show you that it's 811 is actually the code like 911, and it came into effect. They made it a law in like 2007 that you had to do that or whatever. But I just wanted to show you that this horse, the California Chrome, was sponsored by 811. But what I found interesting, clear back at this time, was that uh, Joey Logano actually was sponsored by 811, the same company here, and it was in the month of, I think, April, and he had this on his car for the 3 races that were in April. And very strange, he just so happened to win uh, 2 out of the 3 races that were in April when he had this on his car. Okay, so this was the first one. It was in Texas, the first race that he raced with 811 call 811 on his car. He got first place, and then let's see if my computer will go fast here. This is the April 12th. He didn't. I don't know what happened. I don't see him even in here. He must not even have finished. But then the next race, on April 26th, he won again. That's pretty crazy. That doesn't happen that often in NASCAR, especially with somebody who's not even that well known. So at the time, I went and I looked up Joey Logano, just for number wise and whatnot, and I found a ton of eights surrounding his name. For starters, uh, his first race was actually in 2008. He's 24 years old, which is 888. 3 times 8 is 24. Let's scroll down here a little bit more. Up until last season, his best finish ever was in 8th place, and that was during last season. His career, he had 8 wins, and he won 8 poles. That was up until last year. This year doesn't count. Also, his best finish in the nationwide was 8th place. NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. His best finish, 88th. His 2013 position, he was 88th and 88th place. Also up here, this is the position. This is what he finished in points, I believe. So he was 8th place in points at the end of last year. The team that Joey Logano drives for is Penske, and this guy is the owner of it. He was born in 1937, and once again I've said how 37, 73, and 88 all go together. So the owner was born in 37, and he is 77 years old. Alright, so on Saturday, the day before this race, I told my friend that I think that he's probably going to win the chase, but I don't really know for sure because, for one, California Chrome didn't win either, but it's only 2 8s and he had to win 3 races. So, that, I mean, I'm not guaranteeing that Logano is going to win. I'm just saying that there's a lot of numbers around him that are kind of pushing him to win. But you also have Dale Earnhardt Jr., who is number 88, who's still in there. So there is a possibility that I think he could come back or do something, or it could be anybody else. But they're definitely putting a lot of numbers around Logano here. But on Sunday, October 5th here, I think it was October 5th, he won at Kansas, and it automatically advanced him to the next round of the new playoff thing they have in NASCAR. So he automatically advances to the final 8 people. I'm going to pull this up here. Also, so that was on October 5th, and the first NASCAR race of the year was on February 15th, which is 232 days apart. 23 and 32, that is skull and bones. So let's see here. The final race of the year, I think there's 6 races left, and the final race of the year is on November 9th, which is 11-9, which is 9/11 backwards. The race is also at Homestead Miami Speedway. That speedway opened on November 5th, 1995, which will be 19 years ago. So you have 9/11 again here. And November 5th, we talked about the 88 having to do with time travel, and November 5th, or just a significant day in general, November 5th is. But November 5th, like on Back to the Future, is the day they go back in time. So, I mean, it's just kind of significant that there's, it's 11-9 and there's 9/11 and it's 19 years ago. It's just a lot of stuff. So I was going through, I went back to California Chrome here, and I was going through just things about him, and the trainer is actually the oldest trainer to, where is it here? I don't know what he wins, but oldest trainer to win the Kentucky Derby. Well, look when he was born there. 1937. And look how old he is. It's 77. So then after seeing that, I thought, I wonder about other horse races or other Triple Crowns winners and all that. And I went up and I looked all that up. And the last time anybody has won the Triple Crown was in 1978. But there was a whole bunch of near misses. California Chrome was one of them this year. And I thought, all right, what about 1988? And if you go here, you got Rising Star is in 1988. Also, well, hold on one second. But you got one of the jeez, I keep clicking stuff wrong. One of the breeders died in 1988. He was also born in 1911 of Rising Star here. Let me see here. So, I mean, one of the breeders dies in 1988. And if you go up here, you got Secretariat. The sire is the father. So, Secretariat is Rising Star's father. And if you click on Secretariat, it brings you up to this horse who actually won the Triple Crown in 1973. Okay, so let's check out some of these people that have to do with the Secretariat and the 1973 Triple Crown winner. We got Lucien Lauren, the trainer. He just happened to be 88 years old. So what about the jockey that rode the horse? Ron Turcotte or Turcotte. Oh, go figure. He's 73 years old. So, uh, one of the people who owned, it was this family here of this guy who owned Secretariat. This guy died in 1973. His daughter is the one that they really talk about winning it or whatever. Where is it here? She's still alive, but she's 92. But I'll show you what I'm getting at here in 1 second here. Okay, sorry, I had to redo this here, but so that guy his family owned Secretariat, and he died in 1973, and his daughter was one of the main people that they talk about with winning this horse. And Disney actually made a movie in 2010 called The Secretariat, or Secretariat. And his daughter appeared in the cameo role as herself, or whatever, as a spectator at the Belmont Stakes. So keep in mind, his daughter is 92 years old to this day, and in 2010, minus 4, that would have made her 88 years old when she played in this Disney movie. And I don't know if you noticed when the movie came out, but the film was released on October 8th, which is 2/8. Alright, this has nothing to do with NASCAR or horse racing, obviously. But, like I said in the previous video, this guy was not good. Like, not batting, at least, all year. And then, now in the playoffs, on Game 3, which they won 8-3, which is 3/8, by the way. Number 8 here, he hit another home run. Now, he sucks all year, and then in the playoffs, he hits home runs now. Like, it... And if you really watch the games, they focus in on him a lot more than the other players. Just watch the camera and everything. It's pretty crazy. And last thing I want to show you, if you still think that sports aren't rigged, remember the Masters this year when Bubba Watson won? Look when he was born. November 5th. It has been the year of the 8's. November 5th has been tied to it, 73 and 37. So Bubba Watson wins the Masters. Guess what? He's had 8 professional wins. And let's go back down here. In the Masters this year, he won by 3 shots with a score of -8. So, that's 3/8 once again. It's totally rigged. Start looking for it. You'll notice it in a heartbeat. I'm not making predictions on who's going to win or whatever. I'm just pointing out the fact that it seems like a lot of these people who are winning have a lot of these numbers surrounded by them. But like I said, I don't think that Logano is actually going to win because California Chrome didn't win. But I'm not going to hold it out either. But it's just, the numbers are just ridiculous. It's everywhere and it's in every sport. But anyway, have a good night. I'm going to watch the Lakers preseason game now. We'll see how well Kobe does, since it's his new beginning, and 8's represent new beginnings, and he used to be number 8, and now he's 24, which is 3/8. Have a great night. Peace.